Hello, Aurelia. Good morning. Oh, she can't talk back. As attendees can't talk back in a.
Invite her as a panelist because we are all going to play roles.
Okay.
All of us should get in as panelists.
I have promoted you as panelist so that you can. Hello, Aurelia. Good morning.
This meeting is for authorized attendees only. Somebody said that.
She can't talk back.
Okay. Now I can talk. Hello.
Attendees can't talk back in a.
Invite her as a panelist because we are all going to play roles.
Okay.
All of us should get in as panelists.
I have promoted you as panelist.
Yes. You can hear me? Good morning.
Good morning.
Authorized attendees only. Somebody said that.
She can't talk back.
Okay. Now I can talk. Hello.
Attendees can't talk back in a.
Invite her as a panelist because we are all going to play roles. I'm waiting.
You can hear me? Good morning.
Yes, Aurelia, we can hear you. Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I was talking even after I stopped talking, but I think now it's okay. It's okay now. You can hear me directly. I think you're muted.
Sorry.
Yes. And I think it's noisy. If this is what we will use, it's a bit noisy. I was talking even after I stopped talking, but I think now it's okay. It's okay now. You can hear me directly.
Yes, we can hear you directly.
I think you're muted. You don't know how it's because this is what we use. It's a bit noisy. I was talking even after I stopped talking, but I think now it's okay. Okay, now you can hear me directly.
Yes, we can hear you directly. Hello.
I think it's repeating itself because I'm not talking for the last 2 minutes.
Yes, it wasn't talking. The feedback we are getting was from the live feed on YouTube. So I've muted my YouTube's microphone here.
Okay.
My YouTube volume here, so that it doesn't give us the feedback, the echo. I'm going to share the link for the YouTube live chat, YouTube link, so that you can as well check it out that side.
Okay.
Let me email this again. Aurelia.
Yes.
Okay. The summary, if you can hear us, I've promoted you to panelist as well. Don't know if you have seen the change that side.
Yes, I'm a panelist.
Thank you. Okay, I think we are all set.
Not set. I need the email of yesterday to forward to these people.
I have forwarded an email to everyone.
You have forwarded? Tell them that you. Oh, it's for Aurelia.
Yeah, her microphone is on, I think. Aurelia, I'm going to mute your microphone just for a few seconds.
Yes, yes, sorry.
I think that's troubles are having to work with people who want to learn meaning that they didn't register in the students.
Yeah, if you didn't yeah.
So
But
what will happen?
I'll-
And you will find there are people who are very key, maybe a body person, what shall we do?
so I think in the morning you'll have to call them.
I think as we run the final thing tomorrow, we shall say registration to attend is a must. This thing, the YouTube thing comes after a minute because I'm seeing myself laughing when I did it.
Yeah, so must be.
Also in the meeting, maybe we can start. I don't know who else is there. So because it's a webinar, I'm not able to see who is participating, but maybe we can start the dry run.
Somebody had promoted you to panelist. Did you? Okay, yeah. That's okay. I've seen the notification.
You know that me, I'm not anywhere.
Yes, we are not connected.
I have to reconnect our friends. See, yeah. It's just thinking afresh to do the Zoom for starting.
Are we still waiting for anyone to join?
Yes, Ida and Lydia, Tanzania.
Okay. Kindly let me know when we can start.
Okay.
We're using that link to send you, bring it to the web.
To bring me until birthday.
One day more.
Don't you remember you put me, even made me a panelist?
No, I have to. We as panelists, you can't join. Okay.
What do I do? I do it. Oh, no.
That's the second.
Take China. I hope we are. Has decided to launch itself.
There is the meeting.
It's in progress.
So, can you join? Suppose how we're waiting for you. There you are.
Yeah. Finally.
Okay.
Know what to do. Either we all get out and.
Hello, can you hear us? I see the
Yes,
number.
I'm hearing you, and on the screen I am seeing the agenda.
Yes, the number is increasing. We have 6 people who have joined us.
Were they all expected?
Yes, they are expected. We have quite a number from internal here, IIDC. So far, we have Aurelia joining us from Tanzania, from Kenya, sorry, apologies. We have Josephine, who is joining us as an attendee, and more are yet to come. That makes the number 6.
Okay, so how many are we still waiting for?
2, Ida and Lydia from Tanzania.
So we are waiting for 2 people, Ida and Lydia from Tanzania.
Do we know whether it's a technical challenge logging in, or they might be busy and not remembering? Because what we are testing starts straight from connecting. If people will experience the same challenges to connect, then we have to take care of that in time, yeah? Yes, so do you think it's a connection issue, or what? Do they have the right link? Is the link allowing them in? Is there anything we can do from our side to ensure that they are connecting?
I see Lydia Sandy has connected. So Ida is having challenges connecting, and I'm just going to follow up with the issue and find out what error she's having so that she can let us know and we correct it. No, this is okay. Okay. So the error we are getting is that, hello, can you hear me? The error our colleague is getting is that she has failed to, she's having challenges signing in. When I was setting up this webinar, it required every individual joining to sign into their Zoom account they have on their gadget to join, so that they don't join anonymously, which is one of the security measures that we have, because it helps us track the person joining. So yes, I've promoted Lydia to panelist, so that's why you're getting this message. Because you have a role to play. I don't know if Lydia, you can hear me. You can allow that notification you are receiving. You have been promoted to panelist. You'll be having a presentation to make.
Even Ida is supposed to be a panelist.
Yeah, I wanted her to log in first.
But you didn't respond to Ida.
I responded. I told her to sign in.
Yeah. So how do we proceed?
We can proceed and we will assist her as she joins us. So
When the meeting has begun, can somebody join?
Yes, they can join.
Okay.
They can join, but they can't join as panelists. So I have to demote them.
The people online are waiting for you to start us. Tell us if everything is set. Do we start?
Everything is set. We can start. I have promoted I've made Samali a co-host so that she can lead the way. Thank you.
Hello, Samali, can you hear us? But I'm using your mic. Is she still with us? Hey, Lydia Sandy says she can't unmute. Samali, are you able to unmute yourself so that you can start us off as moderator for the event? So, can you unmute Samali? Maybe the system doesn't. Is anybody hearing us and can let us know if you are hearing us?
Sorry, I was.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello, Aurelia, you are saying?
We can hear you.
Okay, so I was on another call and I'm sorry. That's why I was not able to talk to you when you were calling me out, but I was hearing. So I just to double check, are we ready to start the dry run?
Yes.
I think we are ready to start. Ida is the only person missing. She has failed to get in, but we have told her to try, keep trying. We can start off. So somebody you can take us through. I thought you were sharing the idea.
Now, I think we should start with projecting exactly and being able to see as people connecting, what will they be saying for those 2 minutes. So let's start with that. And as the curtains go down and I start to speak as a moderator, we need to see how information is changing hands or what are they projecting at what time. Is that clear? Because this is a little bit about like knowing how the agenda flows, but the most important thing is that what are people seeing in addition to what they are hearing, okay? So on the screen, something has to be seen. So we now assume we are in the main meeting, and what is the audience seeing on our screen is what I want you to project now before I start speaking. So we are dealing with the 2 minutes. People are logging in, and as they log in inside the webinar, what are they looking at?
I have projected the presentation. I don't know if you can see it. Oh.
Yeah, but this is for the reference group, and we have 2 days. I need to see exactly what they will be seeing. Because this is also a webinar, it's not a Zoom meeting. So whatever we are doing here is equal to what we shall be doing on Thursday. So even the projections should be, whether it's the poster, let's get it on standby, we project it and we have a look at it. And then I start to speak, knowing that at this moment, as I speak as a moderator, this is what the audience is saying.
Okay.
I agree. Let's have the poster or what people see as they come in. Maybe the poster.
What will people be saying?
That's what I'm going to project now.
Okay. Good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the launch of the virtual hub on preventing violence against children. We thank you very much for the time you have spared to come and have this conversation with us. We are expecting over 400 participants to be attending this important meeting, coming from over 16 countries. Our agenda for today, we will have some remarks from the host organization, that is Impact and Innovations Development Center. We will have remarks from 3 governments, that's the government of Kenya, the government of Tanzania, and the government of Uganda. And we'll have a keynote address on the pitfalls of VAC prevention work without evidence-based results. This will be by the Secretariat of Ending Violence, the Global Secretariat to End Violence Against Children. We will have reactions to the keynote address, and then we will share with you a bit of content about the virtual hub, and later on we'll have more statements from the African Child Policy, the World Health Organization, African Union Commission, and Children Rights and Violence Prevention Center. Later, our hub will be launched by the African Union, and we'll close with a statement from the Executive Director of Impact and Innovations Development Center. At this moment, I would like to invite Professor Paul Bokuluchi, a board member of IDC, to give the opening remarks on behalf of IDC. Professor Paul Bokuluchi is an associate professor at Makerere University School of Social Studies. He works in the Department of Social Work, and he has over 20 years of experience in implementation research with expertise in gender, social, and reproductive health rights. Mr. Professor Bokuluchi, you're welcome to share your remarks. Okay, now we are assuming that Professor Paul Bokuluchi has finished his remarks, and I don't know whether at that point, okay, I will be expected to invite the government official, but up to now I don't know the names. So if we don't know the names, I don't know what will happen. Otherwise, I would now be inviting the next speaker from government. Agnes, what comes to your mind if we reach that day and no government has given in their name? Unmute and talk to me. Everyone is mute apart from me.
You can't hear me through your mic.
No, I'm muted.
Hello, summary, I had said if we don't have their names, we shall just mention that remarks from representatives from the governments of Kenya, then Tanzania, and then Uganda last. That's the order.
Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda last. And if you don't have names, then who will you give the rights to speak? You know, during the connection, we will be knowing who is able to talk and who is not able to. I'm not a technology expert, but do you understand what I mean?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. So at what point will you know? And if we don't know by the last day, are we removing this whole thing from the agenda? What is the plan?
I think if we don't have the names by close of business on Thursday, we shall just remove it from the agenda.
Close of business tomorrow.
they have to be panelists to be able to speak. From the little I know from the technology colleague here.
Yes.
So by tomorrow, if we don't have, then we are assuming we are not getting remarks from any government, and then we will have to invite Stella.
That's what I think, but if the alternative of a pre-recording is done, then internally we shall mention the name and then play the recording.
Okay, so yes, here we are. At this point, we were expecting to invite the Kenyan government official. I don't know whether our colleague, Mrs. Munene, is able to say anything about that. Otherwise, by now, that is what they would be doing, like speaking and giving their remarks one after the other. So it means that when I am inviting, it would be that I invite one, they speak, and then I invite the next, yeah?
Yes, and I thought that probably we play that role briefly. That's why I put 1 minute to speak. You keep inviting the government people and we see how it will flow.
Okay.
Is your mic on?
Yes.
So thank you very much, Professor Fogo-Keichi, for the welcome remarks. You really give clarity on why we are here and why the hub is important and timely at this point, as we are working so much virtually, and people need information even when they are not able to physically meet and connect with each other. So next, let me invite a representative from the Kenyan government, coming from the Department of Children and Social Protection. Please, Mrs. Munene, you're welcome to address us.
Thank you very much for the invitation. We are happy as Kenya to join this very historic and innovative approach to working against violence against children, especially evidence-based approaches. We welcome the invitation and look forward to working with everyone else in the East African region. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Munene. Indeed, innovation and evidence are very important because we are really dealing with a big challenge. And as actors try very many solutions, it turns out that violence continues to manifest itself in different ways. So yes, you're right to highlight that we are here, and it is important to be innovative, and it is important to have evidence of what works. Next, I would like to invite the representative from the government of Tanzania, Mrs. Lydia. May you share your remarks on behalf of the Tanzanian government?
Thank you very much. This is Lydia from Tanzania, and I'm very happy to be with you guys. And we thank you very much for considering inviting us to attend this. It's a very good approach, and we promise to provide our support and also learn from everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Lydia. Indeed, we value collaboration, and you're right to say that it was really a right decision for us to have the Tanzanian government bless this and be a part of the collaboration and the learning. Yes, this is an important learning space, and we are really keen on seeing a lot of learning happening on this virtual space. Now, I would like to invite the representative from the government of Uganda to share a few remarks on behalf of government of Uganda. Mrs. Agnes Wasike, may you please share your remarks on behalf of the government of Uganda?
Thank you very much, IIDC, for inviting us. On behalf of the government of Uganda, we are happy to be part of this historical event when, for the first time, we are witnessing the unveiling of an e-platform where we are hoping that we shall be getting quick evidence on what is working in our country, but also in the region to prevent violence against children. As a government committed to child well-being, we are in full support of this innovation, and we pledge our commitment and support in different ways that you may be able to seek from us. We would like to say thank you once again for inviting us, for God and my country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Agnes Wasike, and we are really delighted that you highlight the importance of technology. This e-platform, as you rightly stated, it is intended to quickly provide information for those that need it. We all acknowledge that, as we've been evolving, it was once difficult to access information when you have to write an email, but with this platform, we can quickly access the information, and we really appreciate and acknowledge, and we are committed to also contributing to improving the child well-being situation of children in Uganda, and that is where we came from to set up this platform where information can be shared quickly. Thank you very much for those remarks. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to have a keynote address on the pitfalls of violence against children prevention without evidence-based results. The address will be given by Mrs. Stella Ayo Odong. Mrs. Stella Ayo Odong is the Director Pathfinding Countries for the Global Partnership to End Violence Against Children. Stella is a motivated and development practitioner with over 20 years of progressive experience in strategic leadership and development and management. And I know that before she advanced to that role at the Global Secretariat, she was working with the African Partnership to End Violence Against Children. We really believe and we know that we are well guided regarding our innovation on evidence-based, and we are delighted to invite Stella to share with us the importance of having evidence-based results from the global perspective, but also from the regional perspective. Stella, you're welcome to address us, please.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you are logged on from. My name, as you already know, is Stella Ayo, and I am the director. Before I begin my keynote address, I would like each of us to take a moment and just pause and think about the issue of violence against children. The fact that we are able to have key facts, key numbers, and data around violence against children just means that we need evidence. And that's why I'm very excited to be not only giving the keynote address at this launch, but also to see innovations like this in the areas of violence against children. Since 2020, when the COVID-19 pandemic hit us, the issue of violence against children has in itself become a pandemic that is not only in schools, but has come nearer to us in our own homes, in our communities. So as we launch this hub, my biggest desire is to see it grow and become a platform where we can not only get evidence, but also submit our best practices in the areas of violence against children. Thank you so much for taking this time to listen to me. I wish everybody a great launch. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Stella Ayo. And you rightly stated that violence against children is indeed a pandemic, just like any other pandemic. At this point, we are going to have panelists who will react and respond to the keynote address. Please allow me to introduce to you our panelists. Before we go into the discussion, I will first introduce the two panelists, and then thereafter we'll be able to hear from them. Our first panelist of the day is Dr. Lina Dikolo, who is an epidemiologist and public health specialist with over 15 years experience in program development and implementation, evaluation, and policy. Dr. Lina is particularly interested in practical skills, in practical links between research, evidence, and practice. Lina has vast expertise in supporting national government, civil society organizations, bilateral and philanthropic donors, and UN agencies to use evidence for policy making and program design in the South. So I believe with her keen interest in promoting use of evidence for policy making makes her the right panelist to react to our keynote address. I will also introduce to you our second panelist who will react to the keynote address, Dr. Samuel Likindi Koli, a lecturer and medical specialist in the Muhimbili University of Health and Applied Sciences and the Muhimbili National Hospital. He is serving as the commissioner in the Lassen Commission on Gender-Based Violence and Maltreatment of Young People and a reference group member of the VaCNets Virtual Hub. He coordinates the Tanzania Violence Research Network and has consulted with the government, UN, and other international agencies. He has over 15 years of experience in undertaking research, program training, and mentorship related to health and violence against children. So to begin with Dr. Lina. Dr. Lina, I would like you to share your insights about how you have previously used evidence, practical examples, and what came out when you previously used evidence to influence policy. This will help the audience to appreciate why we really want to share evidence-based approaches. Please share with us your experience of what you have shared before and how this translated into policy making and perhaps how the whole process of evidence generation started.
All protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen from across the continent and beyond. I would like to say that this is a milestone building on previous work that we have done in the sector of violence against women and children. That's my background. I have previously done research and worked with organizations that are working on intimate partner violence to make sure that we generate evidence that can help bring peace and tranquility in families. And through that work, we have seen the results from that work clearly showing that prevention of violence against women also positively prevents violence against children. As a member of Prevention Collaborative, I must say that the launch of VaCNets Virtual Hub brings in a complementary aspect to the work that we are doing globally, but also in the region, because we have had program summaries, evaluation briefs, and other documents that we have documented, but this has been largely on a global scale, and therefore, what we see that VaCNets Virtual Hub brings into the picture now is more of the homegrown focus on solutions that are working in the region. Speaking from Kenya, I would like to say that there's need for actors at the implementation level to keep sharing this evidence so that we can get more solutions. The previous work we have done has been used partly by other implementers to scale it, but we are yet to see more of the results from this work used by government. I therefore thank our keynote speaker for highlighting the relevance of this hub, and I cannot emphasize it any more than this. Thank you and have a good deliberation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lina, for sharing your practical experience of how evidence has been used to influence some of the work that the Kenyan government is doing on the ground. Now, I would like to hear from Dr. Samuel Ndikoli. From your perspective as a lecturer and a researcher, what do you think constitutes solid and strong evidence, and what message would you give the people on this webinar regarding the importance of having strong and good evidence?
Dr. Likindikoki is supposed to be represented by the moderator for the session. So Madam Samali, you are good to go as Dr. Likindikoki.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Dr. Samuel. I think we'll keep our discussion at that in the interest of time. And now I would like to invite Mrs. Agnes Wasike to share with us a progress update, not a progress update, sorry, to share with us a bit more details about this virtual hub. Having heard from the different speakers speaking about the magnitude of violence and how important it is to use and share evidence, now we would like to know more about the virtual hub, what it is, and what we can expect from this platform. Mrs. Agnes Wasike, may you please share with us more about the virtual hub. So as Agnes prepares, I'd like to give you a brief profile about who she is. Agnes is the technical advisor for knowledge management at Impact and Innovations Development Workers. She's a social worker by profession, and she has been in the field, working in the field of child protection for over 20 years. She brings vast experience in designing, research, implementation, and monitoring social development interventions, working in the child protection sector. She has vast experience working with governments, and she's really knowledgeable about evidence-based programming and knowledge management. Agnes, may you please share with us about the virtual hub?
Okay, thank you very much, moderator, for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to share with us a little bit about the VaCNets virtual hub.
Excuse me, Agnes.
Yes.
Before you continue speaking, I thought at this point we would be seeing your presentation, because I really want to feel the transition of documents, information. What is the public seeing? I don't know when we shifted to saying this agenda is known to everyone. Today, what we want to see is what is the public seeing out there, isn't it?
So okay, fine. That
so
means
if we were to be
sharing.
Sorry?
I'm saying the host can stop sharing, then I can be able to share my screen.
and this is what we really have to take. I don't want the audience to even feel at any point that we are changing hosts. They just have to see things happening. I don't know how this can be managed, whether we have all the documents put into one slide so that the person who is clicking is just clicking, you know, as we speak. You get my point?
I get.
Yeah, moving from like the poster as we are starting, what do people see when I am introducing the speakers? Do we put their pictures and profiles, project them as I speak to them, read out what is there? What do we project as people are speaking? All this is important. Do we show their faces? I am sorry for some time I wasn't really keenly following that. Otherwise, where you need someone to put on a camera, they have to be prepared in advance that as they are speaking at that point, whether it's the Kenya person speaking, then they put on the camera so that the audience is seeing the speaker. We have not tested that, and yet this is the reason why we're under virtual. It's not about us speaking and hearing, but it is about seeing how is information changing, you know, as we are speaking.
Okay. Microphone. Thank you very much.
There's a hand. I can see a hand.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I'll just give my comment. I'd ask Agnes that I'll leave by 12. But just to echo the points, one, I think when we start the meeting, it's better to have it open by 30 minutes before, so that even the panelists could be told that they join even 15 minutes before, but the room is opened 30 minutes before, so that the transition to be made a panelist, them have never done it, so that they can do it. Even for the government people, let them join 15 minutes before, and then have someone who has the profiles ready and who is managing all the slides and the images. I don't know if we've sent out any message for the panelist briefing, but if we have, it's okay. If we haven't, you can send an email just to tell them what is needed for them. They should have their video on. They should be in a quiet place just to make sure that they are also good. Yeah, but I think we are going well, and I wish the team the very best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, thank you. As she goes off, you will notice that for some people, they have background profile pictures for their virtual meetings. For example, our colleague who has just gone off has their logo, their institution. A government official might be having a flower on. So whoever is a panelist, from what I am seeing, the audience would be seeing their video or whatever. Am I communicating?
Mm-hmm.
So whatever they will be seeing, how do we control that it is presentable? Because we are not going to work on the assumption that everyone will put a background picture that is presentable. How do we control that? Do you get my point? For example, somebody can put a background picture of her children playing soccer somewhere, but at this forum, it might not be the best picture, but yet we have to be polite and request officers to. So considering that whoever has rights, their videos can be seen by the audience, how do we mitigate that issue to ensure that we are not sharing embarrassing pictures or whatever?
Somebody, if you can
Yes,
allow
please.
me to make an input there, based on what Aurelia said, I think after this meeting, I will compile some brief notes to put in an email to all the presenters, informing them that they are panelists, and when they are presenting, their cameras will be on, and therefore probably their background needs to be non-destructive, both by photo or physical movements around, but also noise pollution. I do not know whether we can have a way of guiding more.
Because the other thing that was coming to my mind is if you could get that profile picture as it is put on the poster, and you tell them that during your time for speaking, you will be kindly requested to switch on your video. And if you're not comfortable to switch on your video, you can consider to use this background picture, this profile picture as your background picture on the call.
Managing the chat.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know. The issue is the background picture could work, but would that come from our end, or we're asking them to use it? Because there are two things. There's the technical know-how of to put that background picture on yourself, like where I'm seated. If you asked me to put my background picture, which is on the poster, I wouldn't know how to put it because I'm already in a boardroom.
Okay. If they don't put a background picture, can it be that when we are projecting, we project their face, or what do we do? We strictly maintain them putting on videos, yeah?
Panelists only.
Only videos, eh?
For making it a live event, we need to avoid being interpreted as though we are just broadcasting what was all pre-recorded. It would be good for them to put on their videos.
Okay, thank you very much. And that takes up your time for your presentation. Now, thank you very much, Agnes, for sharing the overview about the VaCNets. It comes out very clearly, you know, what this platform is about, where we shall. Yeah, so we are now going to have statements, and I would like to invite Mr. Fasil Mariam to speak to us. Mr. Fasil Mariam is the Executive Director for Children's Rights and Violence Prevention Fund. He has more than 20 years work experience with the disadvantaged children, youth, vulnerable families, and communities in East Africa. He's the founder and executive director of Children's Rights and Violence Prevention Fund, a child rights and justice regional intermediate organization. Mr. Fasil, may you please share your remarks, statement. So that is where my concern is. So at that point, what are we projecting when someone is speaking? We project the what? This thing.
No, I had thought we are projecting the photo, the one we have used for the bio, and their name alongside their photo. That's what I thought.
Okay, so now I know that David shared with me these bios, so we need to summarize what will be projected. We just remove a lot of text and just leave a few lines.
Okay.
David, maybe now you can project those bios.
I had thought
that
for you'll be talking some detail about a person where their photo and name are on the screen, so that we don't have crowded information around the photo.
Yeah.
Just be a photo and a name on the screen, while for you, your voice is over, introducing the person. As soon as you finish.
Yes, I hear you. And that's what I want to project, and we see that, David, because I'm not going to be projecting, right? But whoever is projecting has to have the right information project. And this dry run was intended to look at all those skin and small details. And my view is that we have everything on PowerPoint so that projection is done by that one person. And I'm wondering who is having all the information summarized in that one folder. You get my point? So now what we have, I know David has a PowerPoint of panelists. Maybe he can project for just for knowing that there is something to start with.
Okay.
Okay, so then we shall have 3 speakers, and now after Agnes, now I am assuming that we have finished hearing from the last speaker, that is the African Union, okay? Mm-hmm. Now next is to invite Mr. Lefoko, Mr. Mang. So what we are suggesting, now I can see what David has predicted. What we are suggesting is that we shall have a PowerPoint where we just have a picture of that person. So now I think we are going to the most critical thing. That is inviting Mr. Lefoko Kesamang from the African Union to give us, to launch the hub, because he said he's not giving remarks, isn't it, Agnes? Agnes?
Yes, Mr. Lefoko
is just launching the hub.
He's coming in, just launch the hub, because the African Union Commission statement will be made by somebody else called Topista. Her profile has also come in. So for him, he's just coming to make remarks and around the launch, and then he launches.
So now I want you to make those remarks, and immediately the video plays, and I am keen on seeing that happening, because in between, I don't want to lose even a second. The moment he says, I've launched this hub, the video has to start running, because then the moderator doesn't come in at all. It's like speaking after the guest of honor has finished speaking. So Agnes, make a few remarks, and then the video should run and we see how it runs.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I bring greetings from our head of the commission at the African Union Commission. As the social affairs unit of the commission, we are delighted to be part of this key innovation for East Africa region, where we are seeing and witnessing something new, that is to provide social protection for children from violence in the region. I would like to say that as a commission, we would like to continue supporting processes of this hub going forward, and would be delighted to hear from IIDC beyond this launch day, how the hub is doing, what kind of evidence is coming in, and particularly our interest, like from my office, is seeing more evidence around protection of children with disability from violence, because we know that they suffer more than just double jeopardy, but catastrophe because of their being in situations where they cannot protect themselves. With much delight, I therefore declare VaCNet Virtual Hub launched. Thank you.
Welcome to the VaCNets Virtual Hub. This is a safe online space established by IIDC to serve as a central repository and a networking platform on promising practices and emerging evidence on violence against the children, VAC prevention in East Africa, aiming to be the leading virtual information sharing and networking hub on violence against the children prevention in East Africa. As soon as you open the site, you will be ushered to the site map, which helps you navigate the site quickly by giving you an overview of the entire hub. We shall compile and maintain an inventory of Hub subscribers and contributors to back content under the Hub users section. You will find a registration form which you will fill to register as a step to free subscription. Evidence that has been assessed, verified, and approved for upload will be published under the
Okay, thank you very much. We have now come to the end of our discussions, and our hub has been launched. I now invite the Executive Director of Impacts and Innovations Development Center to give us closing remarks. So now, Agnes and David, please note that when the video was running, almost halfway the video, one of you clicked mute. And at that point, we didn't hear voice anymore up to the end. We should avoid such technology problems where no one realizes that actually the audience is not hearing because a button was pressed. Because remember, the audience is hearing from your speakers. So we did not hear the voice of the what? Of the video from halfway. Let me hope that was the reason, and it is not in the video that there is no volume. So that is the challenge that we got. Otherwise, let us work on other practical issues, and perhaps now we have come to the end of our
Summary.
Yes,
Can you
please.
hear me?
Yes, please.
Is it possible that we redo the video? Because yesterday the reference group still had a comment around the video's audio, saying they could not probably hear
Yes.
it well. So maybe we need to redo it, because I don't know whether we actually clicked anything or it is the actual video.
We're talking here and we muted. So sorry for that. I think we were exchanging a few comments here and we muted. We didn't know it would affect the audio, but that is a learning point. It will not happen in the actual session, in the next session. Thank you for letting us know. Should I proceed?
But for the quality of the video, it's still like, it's like the transmission brings some problem. It's not smooth. It's like, you know, words, you hear words, but then you hear as if they are going to, they're a bit faint or something like that. It wasn't really as smooth as, you know, as I have seen the video. I don't know whether it's an issue of each person's internet connection, but I feel that there's an issue of transmission from one computer to another, although I don't know what can be done about it.
Let's play it again. Maybe what we'll do is let's play it once again, then we'll get feedback after that.
Okay. My other concern is that it's as if I have attended webinars where even if no one is speaking, there is no window of videos that you're seeing, but you're just seeing maybe a poster or something like that. I don't know whether this can be arranged. I don't know whether it's like, even if I am not speaking, still people see my window and they know, okay, this is the one who is authorized to speak. I don't know whether this is happening to us only who are like panelists, or even the audience will be seeing who is allowed to be a panelist, because some webinars, it's like you just hear that someone is going to come and speak, and then it is at that point that you will see a video. But this screen or window where you have to see it, you wouldn't see. Then the other thing, as you're going to run the video, I noticed that this is the one which is still having some 2 corrections on the website, but I saw as if he sent you the latest one. Have you downloaded the latest version, or he hasn't just sent? I'm the one confused.
He has not yet sent.
Okay. Okay, let us run it again and we see. You notice that on there, .org, the G is down, eh?
Yeah, he has not made this change. When I spoke to him.
Okay, let us run the video again and we see how it looks.
Welcome to the VaCNets Virtual Hub. This is a safe online space established by IIDC to serve as a central repository and a networking platform on promising practices and emerging evidence on violence against the children, VAC prevention in East Africa, aiming to be the leading virtual information sharing and networking hub on violence against the children prevention in East Africa. As soon as you open the site, you will be ushered to the site map, which helps you navigate the site quickly by giving you an overview of the entire hub. We shall compile and maintain an inventory of hub subscribers and contributors to VAC content under the hub users section. You will find a registration form, which you will fill to register as a step to free subscription. Evidence that has been assessed, verified, and approved for upload will be published under the evidence section. There is an evidence solicitation tool which guides you on how to structure your evidence for easy compilation before submission to VaCNets. All evidence submitted is open to public scrutiny and positive criticism. Readers are encouraged to submit their views in the comments section. We also welcome content from other like-minded organizations from already profiled evidence on VAC prevention in East Africa for cross-sharing. If you have any feedback, we appreciate it. Please share the general impression of the hub, what you like about it, the resources and information you find most useful, and why. We aim to reach as many stakeholders as possible. Let us know if you shall recommend this hub to other stakeholders and networks. For more information, contact us 175/176 Chadondo 2 Board, Makere Kabugu Zone, PO Box 5150, Kampala, Uganda. Telephone +256 392 002 512. Email VaCNetsVirtualHub@iidcug.org.
Yeah, there is a transmission issue sometimes. Because I have watched the video before, I'm able to tell that the voice is on another, like say, page, and yet the picture is still showing something. It's like there's a loss of a few seconds to that, so I don't know whether we can do much about it. But in general, we can deal with the video. Agnes, over to you to let us know what next steps you require from us as we come to the end of the dry run. I think
Thank you very much, Samari, for taking us through. I think this is good. It helps us to see where we need to tighten up. My thinking is that the initial challenges we had with the logging in is an area that probably David will revisit and we see so it doesn't happen on the D-Day where people already have the link, but maybe for one reason or the other, they don't log on. What do we do? How do we assist them? Shall we have, because David will be on presentations and what, shall we have a way of assisting people who fail to log in? That is just a question I'm putting forward as something we need to think about. And then two, for the background banner, there are two things I had proposed to the team. Unfortunately, Ida has dropped off the call. Oh, my mistake. We had a theme for promoting this hub, which we have not used before. I had thought probably it would appear so that the banner has that theme on it. Yesterday, you mentioned a suggestion about an audio recording of a child's voice after the reference group asked about child participation. I did record the voice and I shared with the Ida, being a communication person. She said it would be a good voice. I mean, it's a good voice with like a 1 minute message, but she said, is it possible for the person doing the video to generate, like they call them what, an animation that could be attached to that voice? My question is, where would that voice of a child fit within this whole agenda? Whether it has an animation on it or not. And then there's work around the photos to be used when a panelist is being introduced, that have to be ready and organized so that each time a panelist is to come, the photo automatically comes forward. Lastly, Mr. Iga walked in while we were on the dry run and asked me who will be managing the questions from the chat. I told him Ida, because I had informally talked to her to support us. It wasn't in her terms of reference, and she was willing to support. I don't know whether she's registered as a panelist already or not. But the issue is the questions will be many because the people are in hundreds. Would one person be enough, and what would be the approach for summarizing those questions? I'm still posing questions to ask, even as you asked me to like maybe wind up, but that's what comes to my mind.
So Agnes, so I noticed that the meeting has been longer than maybe what people expected. For now, we are the internal group. We can end this call and then I can come to the meeting room and we talk one-on-one, yeah?
Very good, thank you. And thank you to Linda, who has been part of us. I think she's gone off. Thank you.
She's coming back. Maybe you can say goodbye as she comes back.
Okay. So, Lydia, thank you very much. Asante sana for your time being part of this. And I'll be following up regarding the government of Tanzania for any updates that you may get along the way. Thank you and have a good day.